Yo people, SKGireland here. This is an update for the website and other stuff. I've been flat out for the past couple of months trying to figure out ways of making money on this website, or different ways of well, selling stuff. I've had fun in the meantime doing so, because yeah, literally I've went in so many different directions with this. It's crazy. Taking the directions of Android boxes and stuff like that, modifying them, trying to figure out ways of improving on the boxes. For this thing is dead anyway. I plugged the wrong power source into it, which blew up a lot of the capacitors and resistors on the board, so that's dead. But the main thing that I have when it comes to this is an idea from the Nintendo Mini. I was coming up with different ideas of how to make a Nintendo Mini alternative or anything like that, and I've been searching. I've got so many of these little things right now, it's unbelievable. Let me just get this out. It would be good if I could actually get it out of the damn jar. Get out. There we are. 5. Oh, 6. I had this for years. I was messing with it. Doesn't matter. I've been using. Okay, just wait there for a second. Yeah, as I was saying, I've been trying out different stuff, different boards. First one that I bought was this. This is the Raspberry Pi 1 Model B. It's got 512 megabytes of RAM. And it's got a, what is it, 1.2 gigahertz processor. Without the case, just imagine that it's this. I would have put it inside certain accessories, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But I found that this one is really old and it hasn't got the power to continue, so that alone is a bad idea. This one, I'm heartbroken over this one, because I basically was looking on the internet for a Raspberry Pi alternative, which is this. Just so happens to turn out though that this is too advanced. As you can see here, this thing has a processor called a H5 processor. It's a pretty damn good little board. The only thing is, it doesn't work for what I'm looking for. But has a gigabyte of RAM and has what's the processor? Processor is a H5 processor, but it's a quad core, 1.6 gigahertz. The Ethernet on it is 1 gigabyte, which that's really good as well. The only thing is, there's absolutely no development for this board whatsoever. So, you know, they can make these boards all they want, but unless there's support out there for them, it's absolutely useless. It doesn't work at all. That was the second one that I got. Turns out that I cannot do shit with this. I'd have to compile programs to get that working, and that's just not. I'm not in the mood of doing that. This one here is a single board computer, just like the rest of them, except it's tiny. It's the Raspberry Pi Zero. This has a gigabyte of RAM and a 1 gigahertz processor. This is one of the ideas to go inside one of the accessories that I've got. Now this is an old model. This is the model 1.3 It's just the Pi Zero. This one here is the Pi Zero W, which has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi included. But for some strange reason, I don't know why, the HDMI has died on it. HDMI doesn't work anymore, so I have soldered 2 little pins to the underneath of it, which is composite video. To me, this thing is, it's not useless, but I can't use it in anything when it comes to making systems. I could use it as a headless mode, which means I could connect it to I could program it first and then leave it there, and then it work as a NAS server, an SSH server, other types of stuff. And this is the new one. This is the one with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth, which is, that would have been perfect for what I was looking for, but for some reason the HDMI died. This one is almost identical to this one, except this one is the PC1 and this is the PC2. Now, what's good about this one is it has all of the same components apart from the GPU and the CPU. The CPU on this one is a H5. It's also a quad core 1.5, I think it is. The internet is 100 megabytes, but this works just like this when it comes to what I want to use it for. So RetroPie, arcade systems and stuff like that. And that's, from all the stuff that I've been doing, all the research and all the messing around, the 2 most promising ones that I have is that one and that one. The Orange Pi PC1 and the Raspberry Pi Zero. I would have liked the Zero W, but that doesn't work. The Pi 1, it's not powerful enough. It really isn't. It's got half of the RAM, and CPU isn't very good. The main reason that I have these machines, these little tiny boards, was because of this. This is an official licensed Sega Genesis USB hub, and they're not cheap. To pay a ridiculous amount of money for a USB hub, some people would say, well, is there a slap in the face? But that's not the reason I bought this. The reason why I bought it was because it's a tiny Sega Mega Drive, or Sega Genesis if you want to call that. It's got fake buttons, like that's fake, and so is that. It has the 4 ports in the front, and all I paid for was just this tiny little shell, because within this I'm either going to put this or I'm going to put this, and that's what's going to make this equal, if not better, to the NES Classic Edition. It's about the same size, it's absolutely identical to the Sega Mega Drive, and that one will be fun when I actually go ahead and do that. I still have to order about 10 to 20 more of these, which is not cheap, I can tell you that now, but I don't see anyone in Ireland right now doing this type of stuff, so you know, just by me alone, it's a niche, if you ask me. That's one of, yeah, that's one of the ideas that I have. The second idea, well, the second idea is more expensive, and it's a hell of a lot harder to to modify, but still, I'm still gonna give it a try. These are all just baseline ideas. These aren't my complete idea of what I want. But one of the first ideas I had, apart from that tiny Sega Mega Drive, was an actual arcade system. And that's what this is. This is the Hori Fighting Stick 3. It's for the PS3. It's got an extremely long cable. Absolutely perfect if you want to play arcade games. Has all the standards of the PS4. But with that, I'm going to need to use something like this. This is really powerful. Allows you to play all the way up to Dreamcast, which is Mega Drive, Master System, NES, SNES, N64, PS2, PS1, PSP, Sega Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, ColecoVision, MAME, arcade, all that type of stuff, which I will put a video up soon about that. This one here is the main one that I want, because what I'm going to be doing with this is actually installing this inside this. So basically this will be an all-in-one unit. You will have your normal you'll have the arcade stick, but on the back of this will be extra connections along here, which will be the HDMI and the power, and then a separate USB for 2 players if they want. This one here is the big one for me, because well, this is a full-blown arcade stick, and what I'm trying to do is create an arcade system. This one is harder to do, I will say, because there's a lot of components inside this that I have to modify to be able to accept one of them boards. This one alone will definitely be able to run inside this, and it'll be just like place your arcade stick down, plug the power in the back, and then plug your HDMI cable directly into your TV. So you will literally have a portable arcade system, which is an arcade stick. These are the small visions that I have for this type of stuff. The bigger visions I have is actually creating arcade machines, bar tops and actual tall standing machines. They're the ones that I want to do the most. But, you know, as it stands though, these are what I'm going to be using as arcade machines, an all-in-one arcade machine as well. One of the biggest ideas that had me get this was I seen that Sega released their own version of the SNES Mini, or the NES Mini, just to say, and it looks terrible. The controllers are infrared, which is absolutely terrible. They're that's the same technology you use when you want to change a station on your TV. They're absolutely disgraceful. They're terrible. They're selling for stupid prices as well for such a terrible console. That's why I chose this. This is a one-to-one identical match to the actual Sega Mega Drive 2, and I will be utilising the power button. I will allow that to well, I will modify that to actually be the power button on and off, and once you switch it on, once you switch it off, the LED down here that lights up just like it did in the original Mega Drive. That's pretty much it for the ideas on the website that I've had. I was supposed to release this video a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't have all the stuff to even make at the time. But what I have been doing since then is I've been using this little gadget right here, and it's called an E3 flasher. it allows you to modify PlayStation 3s and jailbreak them. So for anyone that always wondered how a jailbreak works, it's based on this machine here, this little gadget right here. It's absolutely stacked with different settings all along the side of how to modify the actual firmware of a PlayStation 3. And the way it works is there's this little cable, which is the flasher cable. It goes on top of here like this. I'll just show you if I can actually get it working. Okay, there we are. What would happen is this little square block would go over a chip on the PlayStation 3 called the NOR chip, and you're not going to see it because I don't have a zoom for this camera, but on left and right of this is tiny little pins, and they contact with the actual PlayStation chip. And then once that's connected to the PlayStation 3 and that's connected, what you do is you plug this part into the hard drive port of the PlayStation 3, and it would light up. I have this cable connected because I wanted to see if I could jailbreak PlayStation 3s that have no power to them, but unfortunately it didn't work. What I might be able to do is actually use this with a power bank, just to show you what it looks like when you plug it in. And this, I don't know if this will work. This is just basically me trying it as I'm talking. I'm having a guess it will. We'll see right now. That's the basis of it there. Once your PlayStation is powered on, this type of stuff is going to start happening. You'll have all these switches, and each switch has a specific function of how to modify a PlayStation 3. I bought this a couple of years ago, and it's been a gem for me anyway. Most of my PlayStations that I've purchased over the past couple of months, I've modified them with this. I've gotten PlayStations for dirt cheap because they don't work. And with a piece of hardware like this, it doesn't matter if they don't work, especially when it comes to disc readers. If you've got a PlayStation 3 where it won't read the discs, this bypasses all that and it modifies the firmware and it allows you to install a jailbroken software, and from there on in you can do whatever the hell you like. But yeah, that's what the U3 flasher is anyway. It's directly connected to a power bank right now. As I said, I was trying to modify this to work with a PlayStation that was dead, where you couldn't power it up, or even not power it up where you don't have to take off the heatsink, the CPU and the fan, put some cardboard on there and reapply, just to be able to modify a PlayStation. Unfortunately though, it don't work like this. It has to be directly connected to the PlayStation. So now you know what an E3 flasher is. But I'm going to be making a video over the next few hours, which is this. I originally bought this PlayStation last week for €25 and it came with 2 joypads. The only thing was, one of the joypads was absolutely destroyed, smashed to pieces, and what it came with was, it came with this. So what I did was, I took the guts out of the broken controller and I replaced them with this. I put them into this shell, but this is acting up. This is pressing triangle whenever it wants. It's pressing the start button whenever it wants. And from the years that I've been fixing controllers and stuff like that, without having to open it again and figure out what the hell's going on, I have a feeling that it might be this. This here is the secondary control system for the PS3 controllers, and the way it works is these little pins will interface with the board of the PS3 controller, which is, you can probably see it there. Them alone, once this and this is connected, that's how the PS3 controller works. As far as it works, though, I can show you. These would be the up, down, left, right. That would be the home button. That would be start, and the other one would be select. And then these ones would be triangle, circle, X, and square. Now, I have a feeling I'm going to need to replace this one with what's inside this, because I think that the cable, this ribbon cable inside this one is not working properly. There's something wrong with it. So I will replace it with this. Reason why I talk about this PlayStation is because it has crazy marks all over it, scratches and dents, but the main thing about it is this part here. This is a cracked version of the case, and that is why there's no point in reselling something that's like that. So with my many console purchases over the years, I have a lot of cases that are basically the same as this, and the good thing about this case is this corner here is not cracked like that, as you can see here, and you can see it from here. So a video over the next couple of hours is basically taking the innards of this and replacing it inside this, and then when I do that, it will be like it never got either hit off the ground or kicked or something like that. I have no idea. But yeah, that's pretty much everything so far anyway that I can think of. I was supposed to make this video about, what, a month ago, but I didn't have all the stuff to even do, and now I am. Now I'm making the video. Apart from developing the website, getting wholesale suppliers and stuff like that, it's been a nightmare over the past couple of months. I was supposed to start this website, launch it with the shop in January, but that is not the case. It's harder than it seems. Believe me, it's harder than it seems. But yeah, that's everything that I can think of. One of the biggest sellers that I probably will have is these. If not with anything inside it, just for these alone. They're really nice looking, and for any type of gamer that wants a USB hub, well, you couldn't ask for more than anything better than that anyway. But as it stands, that's my website update, and that's it. That is SKGireland, over and out.